Oh my God. Someone else has this memory. Someone else remembers this book. This is the book that you're talking about, right? So, for those of you who do not have the specific memory and did not grow up in this era of evangelical Christianity, Jesus Freaks was a song by DC Talk. And DC Talk is kind of like the best way that I could describe them is kind of like Linkin Park, but for Christians a little bit. That's the closest I can think of off the top of my head. I'm not sure what came first, the book or the song, but I remember the book and the song being out together. And this song was really popular back in the day. Like if you were a Christian or you were in even vaguely Christian spaces, if somebody played the beginning or the chorus of the Jesus Freak song, you probably know it. It goes like, what would people think if you hear that I'm a Jesus freak? What would people do if they find out it's true? Like it these songs did slap. Like they definitely were part of a culture that hurt us and generations of people like us, but the songs did slap. Anyway, this book was basically filled with a lot of modern time martyr stories and biblical martyr stories, and it's just a book full of just dead Christians across 2000 years of history. And the whole book essentially looks like that. Like you can tell this is really old because I've had this since I was very, very small. Like you can tell like the whole book is kind of this sort of aesthetic. And that's also the chorus, the lyrics of DC Talk's Jesus Freak. So if you don't know the lyrics, you know them now. And this is one of those things where like if you weren't in the culture, I don't think you would understand how pervasive this was. Like my husband grew up Catholic. A lot of like our mutual friends, they grew up in the Catholic Church. So this particular brand of Christianity is just completely foreign to them. And sometimes we'll end up talking about like our religious experiences and all that, and you know, I'll name drop the Jesus Freak song, or I'll say something about how the way the Columbine shooting was marketed to us by like multiple kinds of books and just the industry behind Christianity at this time, and they'll look at me like I'm crazy. And I'm having a hard time putting this into words because I don't want to dismiss anybody's like religious pain across different religions, and I also don't want to say that religion is bad either because I would still call myself a Christian. It's just there's a very specific way that American evangelical kids have been harmed by the conservatism of the institution. And while I think of this book like really nostalgically, and this was like one of those books that I like read and reread growing up, like you could see the damage like that the spine has taken over the years. Like as much as I look at this as like part of my childhood, I also know that this was harmful. It was harmful in a way, and we were brought up to glorify martyrdom in a way that hurts us now.